Most of us have a heat gun like the typical heat gun shown here in this picture. But the big pain in the butt about a heat gun is it takes it like 20 minutes to get hot enough to do anything. Who wants to wait around 20 minutes just to glue something? So for that reason, it doesn't get used as much as it could. But I have found a solution. I think it's a unique idea. I think I'm the first one to come up with this. Instead, let's just use a propane torch. The heat is instantaneous. And what you can do is take the end of the glue stick and heat it up till it starts to soften. You can see it start to shape. And it's almost ready to drip, but not quite. And then just touch it to what you want to glue. And it flows almost like solder. It just weeps right into all the little areas and does a good job. I first tried it on this metal clip on a motorcycle. I had to make my own metal clip, so it wasn't tempered steel. The original one was lost. So I just bent the normal soft steel into the shape I wanted to, drilled a hole in it. I put the screw in place, but I didn't tighten it. I just ran the screw down in there. And I just took a hot glue stick, heated it up, and just jammed it around the clip. And you can see how it just flows around everything. And it's real hot because it's hotter than the glue gun makes it. So it seems to bond quite well. Here's another example of using the propane torch glue stick. I lost this plate right here which has threads in it, so I had to fabricate my own. What I did, I took a 1/4 nut and I ran the bolt through the hole and tightened the nut in place, and then I heated the glue stick and just stuffed it around the nut and filled all the way around the nut. You can repeat this 2 or 3 times, you can get a nice thick solid casting. And then I removed the bolt before the glue completely cooled off, I should say. And then I used NIC so it wouldn't rust in the future, so the bolt should come out in the future. This gives a lot of strength. This whole gusset right here is filled up, and it just gives it a lot of strength. Here's another example of a broken piece of plastic. And you notice that on the back side there's a groove, there's a channel. You could put some of this glue stick in the channel, then drop some strands of fiberglass or some copper wire or something, and then put another layer of glue over that. It would make it very strong. So this is another example of how to use this glue stick. And one last tip has to do with doing a corner. If you have a corner that's broken, and it's a structural corner, that's great because you can take the glue stick and heat it up and jam it right in the corner and leave the whole stick sitting there, let it harden in place. Then cut off the excess stick, then go back and do it again until you get a nice solid fillet corner, which is very strong with the hot glue. So I hope you find this enjoyable. I certainly found it enjoyable to find all these different uses for a glue stick without having to wait for that dreaded iron to heat up. And also by using the torch, the glue is closer to a melted liquid state, so it really does a good job of penetrating and adhering to whatever it touches.